Hi everyone, I just wanted to come live tonight to talk a little bit more about Oakley Carlson. They have officially announced that the search is now being called off for Oakley. They have searched the property completely that she lived on and were unable to recover anything. They did send out some testing for blood that was found on the walls to see if it belonged to her. But other than that, they didn't uncover anything else. Hi in the bushes. How are you? Thanks for joining me tonight. We had a very busy day. Hi, Tammy. It's so good to see you. I've been praying for you a lot. I know you're going through a lot right now. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys these couple of articles that I found, and then I'm actually going to play a short clip from a fellow YouTuber. I'm not going to play his whole video. I'm going to link his video in the description if you guys want to watch his entire video. He was able to get somebody to give him pictures from the GoFundMe or links to the actual GoFundMe. And the only way that you can get that information still is if you were a donor to the GoFundMe or if you were somebody who set it up. So he either found somebody who set it up or he found somebody who donated to it. So he was able to see all of the pictures. So I'm going to show that too. Just the pictures from it. Like I said, if you guys want to watch his whole video, it is linked in the description. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys is the news article from this morning, and let me get my screen up here. Yeah, they unfortunately called off the search for Oakley today. That's never something that we want to hear for sure. Yes, Marky, she definitely needs to be on your prayer list for sure. Okay. Let me get this going. Haha, I almost hit play, but I didn't turn on my desktop audio. I'm getting better at this, you guys. I remembered before I hit it. Okay, so this one says, the search for Oakley Carlson concludes no body or remains found. Search crews concluded their search for Oakley Carlson on Monday morning, according to Grays Harbor County Undersheriff Brad Johnson. Investigators are still working hard on this case. They combed through 312 acres of her property, looking for any signs of her. He said if there's burn piles, we're going through the burn piles. If there's fresh dirt, we're looking in the fresh dirt. Crawl spaces, enclosed spaces. We're checking anything we can possibly do. As the search concluded, the court documents acquired by KIRO 7 on Friday indicated that Oakley's siblings think she may be dead. In court documents, Oakley's siblings told an Oakville principal that Oakley is no more and there is no Oakley when asked about Oakley last weekend. That principal then alerted authorities, who soon sought out her parents. On December 6, deputies arrested Andrew and Jordan, the biological parents of Oakley. As part of the initial search of the house, detectives said there was also blood splatter on the blinds near the front door, on the front door, and a handprint on the wall in the downstairs hallways, according to court documents. Undersheriff Johannesson said they were doing a DNA test on that substance. They are being held currently on a $150,000 bail. According to another article that I read yesterday, her siblings said that she was being kept in the basement hallway. And it's a similar situation to where, she was being kept down there. They were systematically starving her. They would try to sneak her food, different things like that. I had read from her siblings were saying things like that. One of the things that we're going to talk about tonight is the fire. We're going to show those pictures from that video. And the parents claimed that the reason they didn't call authorities was because they couldn't find their phones. However, there is an aunt to one of the older children in the groups who is saying that she knows for a fact that they had access to a phone because the boy called his father to let him know that there was a fire. So let's play this video first for you guys.
Seen in Grays Harbor County looking for a missing 5-year-old girl. The parents of Oakley Carlson were arrested on Monday, but tonight we have learned that while her parents say Oakley was alive late last month, nobody has seen her since January. KIRO 7's Patrick Quinn has the latest from Grays Harbor County.
And tonight, Oakley's parents, Jordan Bowers and Andrew Carlson, they are still in jail, being held on a $150,000 bail, facing charges of abandonment. Those charges are around neglect of one of Oakley's siblings, though tonight the grave concern is for Oakley. And in these court documents acquired by KIRO 7, it was Oakley's sister who told detectives, quote, "Oakley is no more." All week long, crews have searched the 312 acres of this Oakville home, looking for any sign of Oakley Carlson.
If there's burn piles, we're going through the burn piles. If there's any fresh dirt, we're looking in fresh dirt. If any crawl spaces.
Officials are now running a DNA test after detectives this week found what looked to be a bloody handprint on the wall. And new tonight, court documents acquired by KIRO 7 highlight the heartbreak from her siblings. Just last week, a school principal alerted authorities after Oakley's sister told her, quote, "Oakley is no more," and, quote, "there is no Oakley." But if she's truly gone, where'd she go? And when did she go? The struggle for searchers is knowing exactly how long Oakley has been missing.
The parents claim that the last time they saw her was on November 30th. The last time we can confirm that she was seen alive was January 27th of 2021. If we have to search back for a week, it's difficult. If we have to search back for the last year, it's a huge task.
While investigators say she could have disappeared at any point in those 11 months, drawing much of their focus is a house fire last month. This GoFundMe page was set up afterwards. Under Sheriff Johansson said there is evidence of that fire, but no firefighters were called out at the time because the homeowner told authorities it was put out. After 5 days, there's no sign of Oakley or her body, but Johansson said they won't stop looking.
We don't stop. In a case like this, you don't stop until it's solved, and you continue to work and work until you can bring, appropriate closure.
And I'm told that searchers, they will be back out through the weekend. From Montesano tonight, Patrick Quinn, KIRO 7 News.
Hoping they find some answers. Thank you, Patrick.
It's been so long since we had fun, so let's spend time in the sun. Bring your flippy flopso and prepare for lots of splash-o.
I hate the ads at the end. They always get me. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the pictures from this fire real quick as well. So he reads the entire GoFundMe description and all of the information about it. I'm going to save that for him. You guys go over and view this live, hit the like button, subscribe to his channel, all of those fun things. That way, he gets credit for this because, whoops, I'm not even subscribed. Hold on. There you go. So that way he gets credit for this. I don't want to play his whole thing. I do just want to show you the pictures because I feel like the pictures are a big part of what we are going to be discussing. Again, I'm not going to play his whole video. It's linked in the description though. So I'm not even going to play his audio. Let me just mute that and let's get to the pictures. Okay, so these pictures are from their GoFundMe based on the fire. Now, this is going to be in multiple different rooms. You can see the different items that were burnt and the smoke damage, etc. And it's spread throughout the house. And it, in my opinion, it looks like they set separate fires in each room to make the damage worse, so that they can ask for more money, or maybe they were trying to hide evidence of some sort. I'm not entirely sure what their end goal was, but you're going to see it looks like separate small fires were set throughout. It's not like one big fire happened. So this is it looks to be like a playroom. You can see like all the smoke damage on the walls, and then like the air conditioner is completely melted, the front of it. So, there's that one. And again, the only way he could have gotten these pictures is if he had somebody who had donated to this GoFundMe was able to pull it up, because you have to be a donor to be able to see a GoFundMe once it was closed, or somebody who had went in and screenshot it prior to it being closed. That was the only two ways. They did close it shortly after she was reported missing, because obviously the person who started it might not have wanted to be involved. Okay, so then this is like, you can see like a couch they must have set on fire. Something burnt on the floor here. Like it's obvious whatever, like, and this is what I mean, were they trying to hide evidence perhaps? I'm not sure. Of something that could have happened to Oakley. The investigators are obviously very focused on this fire, considering the fact that they never reported it. So, like, it looks like the rug around the couch is burnt, and then, of course, the couch very badly. And now somebody in the group comments said whenever he zooms in on this that it looks like there's a crack pipe on the floor here somewhere, but I don't know if I see it. I think people just reach sometimes to over dramatize stuff that maybe, is that what they're talking about? Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. So that's kind of hard to tell. I mean, I could see, I guess, where people are getting that a little bit. He's really zooming on it for sure. And then you see like the ceiling fan is completely melted, as if the fire must have been in that area as well. It's just odd how it's in several different locations the way that it is. So, again, guys, I put the link to his full video in the description of this video. I'm not going to play the whole thing because, like I said, he needs to get the views, the likes, the shares, all the stuff for his credit, because he's the one who got the information, the source. He did read, like I said, the entire description of the GoFundMe, telling you why and what happened with it. But that information is linked in the description. Go check it out. It dang sure is. You think, yeah, crack or not, it doesn't matter. Yeah, is that what you think it is, Marky? Because that's what a lot of people are saying that they think it is. I honestly, I'm not really familiar with their looks, just to be completely honest. Okay, and then this is the updated article from this evening, telling us that the search for Oakley has been called off. So let me play this whole video for you guys as well. I'm sure there's going to be an
investigation into
a
missing
there's not.
5-year-old out of Oak. Finally getting an inside look at the ongoing investigation into a missing 5-year-old out of Oakville. Thank you for joining us for the news at 9. I'm Matthew Smith.
I'm Aliana Gomez. Detectives say the last time they can verify Oakley Carlson was seen alive is nearly a year ago in January. Fox 13 News reporter Jennifer Lee has been combing through some court documents tonight, and she joins us live in the newsroom with some of the disturbing details in this case, Jen.
Aliana and Matthew, we're learning this whole investigation launched after Oakley's 6-year-old sister told her friend's mom that, quote, Oakley is no more. Court documents say Jordan Bowers was enraged, yelling and clenching her fists when cops pressed her for answers about the well-being of her daughter, Oakley Carlson. That was on Sunday. Now, days later, Bowers and dad Andrew Carlson are behind bars, originally taken in for investigation of manslaughter for the little girl, and now facing an abandonment charge for failing to give prescribed medication to Oakley's sister, who is 6 years old and blind.
Everybody's in grief. Everybody's struggling a little bit with just trying to hold out hope for a good outcome.
The superintendent of Oakville School District says Oakley's sister is friends with their principal's daughter. The principal says the sister became upset when Oakley was mentioned and said, "There is no more Oakley."
When she was starting to hear some of those buzzy type words or those things that make you as an educator pause, she did exactly what she was supposed to, and she followed the protocol. And first thing Monday morning, they got a hold of the proper authorities, and then the ball started rolling, and that's how this kind of all came about.
Court documents also reveal that Bowers and Carlson initially lied to police, saying she was with Carlson's parents. Oakley's grandmother told investigators the last time she saw Oakley was in December of 2020 and said, quote, "Oakley didn't look well. Oakley had dark circles under her eyes, pale skin, and she had scratches or sores on her face." Oakley's grandparents contacted Child Protective Services, creating a rift with Bowers and Carlson.
The likelihood of Oakley Carlson being alive is not very good at this point.
Under Sheriff Brad Johansson says Bowers and Carlson claim they last saw Oakley alive on November 30th. Investigators also questioned Oakley's 9-year-old brother, who said, quote, "Jordan would put Oakley in the closet, possibly under a stairwell, and has witnessed Jordan beat Oakley with a belt and has been worried about her starving." And Oakley's 6-year-old sister said during a forensic interview with a child advocate, quote, "Her mother, Jordan, had told her not to talk about Oakley. She had gone out into the woods and had been eaten by wolves."
After interviewing the parents and the children involved, one of the child involved is a 6-year-old female, and she advised that her sister was no longer around.
Detectives are also trying to piece together a fire that happened at the family's home in November. The principal who reported her concern says she stopped by to see the family several times after the fire, and not once did she ever see Oakley.
So, like, hearing all that, it's just so disturbing that once again, here we are. We have a child who was already taken out of the home once. She was in foster care for almost 3 years and put back into the home. And her grandparents reported this abuse to CWS over a year ago. And here we are, because now she's missing, presumed dead, and why was she never taken back out of their care? If there was even an ounce of suspicion that they were abusing her, why would CWS have not immediately removed these children? Yeah, the children are starting to be braver than adults. She does need found, just me. I agree. I think that the fire was to hide evidence. I really do. It's just too ironic that this happened, and then like I said, it was spread over so many different areas in the house. Like, it just doesn't make sense for it to be not something to do with it, with the handprints on the wall and different stuff like that. But I'm appalled that this is another case where we are seeing CWS fail. And this is why this petition is so important, you guys. We need to spread it throughout. Let me pull it up for you. For those of you who haven't seen the petition yet, I think it's going to be a key thing to... Sorry, let me make sure I get... We are looking at CWS and their failures a lot lately. We are seeing case after case after case where they are involved and they are put into at-risk homes, or they are, like, the abuse is ignored, they're neglected, whatever, and the children are not being protected. whether it's in foster care or adoption, or even in Oakley's case where she was pulled out of an abusive home and then put back in. And unfortunately, it's a pandemic. This is worse than COVID, in my opinion. All of these children who are getting beaten, abused, all of that stuff, it's all worse than COVID. Let me show you guys this petition for those of you who haven't seen it. I just got it pulled up. So we have been looking at all this, and we've been trying to scratch our heads about how exactly we can make a difference. No, Ohio gal, they called off the search tonight. They are not looking for her anymore. And they said that they're still going to be investigating. However, they combed all 314 acres and they didn't find any evidence outside of the home. They did send the blood that they found inside of the house on the blinds, the wall near the door, and then the basement hallway. They sent that for DNA testing. However, there was no evidence found on their property anywhere. So now they're looking at a time period between January 27th of 2021 and whenever she was reported missing. So almost 12 months that she could be anywhere. So they have a very, very large window and are looking for help. You think she was in that house? Yeah, we did show the pictures of the house, from the GoFundMe. Just the different areas of burning. It's almost like they were trying to cover up evidence for sure. Yeah. Tim, again, this is another, they only checked up on her for 6 months after she was placed back in this home. They only do 6 months of checkup. So that was in 2019. So COVID wouldn't really play into it. But here's the thing. I'm assuming that whenever the grandma reported abuse in November, that would have been prime COVID time, right? That would have been November of last year. We were all pretty locked down November of last year. And so who knows, they could have just sent a letter or did a video conference. I'm not entirely sure, but obviously they didn't follow up enough to see that she was being abused. If grandma's reporting that she had scratches and, bags under her eyes and looked skinny and all of that stuff, and the children are openly saying that she was being beaten and starved, they couldn't have possibly investigated this very much because these kids were talking. They were saying what they needed to. So this is Oakley's Law. This is the petition that they're coming out with. And honestly, what they say in this petition, I think is amazing. It's a great idea, and it could solve a lot of our problems that we have in the CWS system. Let me read this to you guys. So it says, the horrific tragedy of Oakley Carlson could have been prevented. Every child needs a network of safety measures in place, not just at-risk kids, but all children, especially at-risk kids. It takes a village to keep a child safe and moving through their life healthy and well. By default, but extreme blessing, most children are surrounded by child checks. But this is not true of all children, and was certainly not true for 5-year-old Oakley Carlson. Oakley was removed from her foster placement and reunited with her bio parents and is now presumed dead. For more than 1 year, Oakley went unaccounted for and suffered at the hands of her bio parents. Oakley's safety net failed her. It didn't have to, and it should never have. While every child needs a safety net of support, not a single string from CPS, a child being placed back into their home with their parents who have had an obvious history of struggle, and that's mild, should never be placed back until a fail-proof network of support is established. Let me zoom this a little bit. Like a 5-point safety harness of a car seat, there should be a law requiring a 5-point safety network for every foster child placed back into the home. This ensures if 1 point of safety fails, The child is still held safely by the others, still intact. Yes, CPS DCYF failed Oakley. But there should have been a handful of other accountable and intentional supports. We have seen over and over one point of contact through CPS DCYF is tragically not enough. Maybe it's a medical professional, a school district contact, a community liaison, a designated family member, a church designee. There ought to be people who care enough about children. They would serve in the expanded yet essential role of being part of a child's intentional safety support system. In addition to the required 5-point safety net, we are proposing that all parents being reunited with their children provide a drug-free screening on a regular basis as part of ensuring a child's health and well-being post-reunification. Join us in making sure Oakley's story is never repeated. We can do better by all children. This petition is in the description of this video, Tammy. Please share it everywhere. I think that this 5-point system that they're talking about in this could help not only children in Oakley's position, but I think the same 5-point system needs to be broadened to foster and adoptive children as well. I think that that needs to be one of the requirements for fostering and adopting as well, because we see just as many kids on the reverse side of this getting hurt and abused as well. And so in conjunction with Ariel's law, which we want mandatory checks for beyond 6 months, we're looking at, I personally think it should go all the way up until they're 18, whether it's doctor's visits every 3 months or checks by CWS. I think that this, in conjunction with that, widening that range, could make an amazing change for these children. So I think that this is something that we all need to support. And right now there's 480 signatures. It says, let's get to 5,000. Here's the thing though. Do not donate to this petition. Whenever you donate to any petitions on change.org, all it does is make change.org richer. It does not help the people who started this petition in any way. It doesn't help the cause in any way. This, all it does is, they take the money to quote unquote spread the petition. And what they do is they use it for ads, basically. However, it doesn't like help any causes. So I always say anytime I support these petitions, not to donate to them. Hi, Karen Lee. How are you tonight? So many of these babies dying because CPS doesn't seem to care. It's so sad. So in Ohio Gal, the one thing that they constantly tell us is, well, we're understaffed, we're underfunded. And it's just a bunch of excuses at this point. This is too many children. Too many. There has been so many just this year. It's disturbing. And so something has to change. And this 5-point safety net, I think, could be a good start. And so I really love that her foster parents started this. I really hope that they are working with somebody to help them actually propose a bill, because it takes a lot of legal jargon. We're seeing that in Ariel Sellers' case. We have to work with the lawmakers to make this bill so that they can actually present it and make it something that could get passed. Yeah, it's all BS, Ohio Gal. Like, you're not going to tell me that you honestly are this understaffed or this overburdened. If that's the case, then you shouldn't have this job. You know what I mean? Like, if that's the case, then something like this system has to be put into place, because if you cannot make sure these children are safe, then why are we relying on you to make sure children are safe? And now, like I said, here we are. Nobody's searching for her now. It's over. They don't even know where to begin, because she's been gone for almost a year, for all we know. She could have died in November, or she could have been gone for a long time. Her sister is only 6. She can't tell us the exact amount of time that she's been gone. And knowing that her sister is blind as well, that's a detail that we didn't really know. Knowing that she is blind as well, it is that much harder because she won't be able to tell them exactly what was happening. She'll just be able to tell them what she was hearing, what she was smelling, different things like that. But she can't tell them, well, I've seen them do this or I've seen them do that. Sorry, I'm looking for something that they had said the other day. I'm trying to find it real quick. How did they hire people just off the dang street? So it varies by state, Ohio gal. Some of them require bachelor degrees or for you to be able to work there. It just depends on what the state guidelines are. In Ariel Sellers' case, we actually seen that they hired a convicted felon. He was convicted of murder, was actually hired in Hawaii. Yeah, you already watched Mel's show. Yeah, Mel did a great job with that fire show, and that's why I didn't even play his audio or anything, just showed those couple pictures. I recommend everybody goes and checks out his videos on this so far. I did put his link in the description. He does great work on cases. So like I said, guys, I just wanted to come in and show you guys, like, they are no longer searching, unfortunately for her. They did call off the searches, and it's sad because it's only 7 days. With that being said, it's going to be difficult. Her father is an ex-cop, so I'm sure he knows a thing or two about where to hide her or how to get away with murder, and that's disturbing. It's very disturbing to me that he has this police background. He's going to be able to know what they're going to be looking for, know where they're going to be searching, different stuff like that. And I'm sure even if they were doing drugs, even in a drugged out state, he would remember his training enough. And that's a little bit scary to me. I hope and pray they can find her. But again, we're looking at a very large timeline. So what we need from everybody is to share her picture, share her parents' pictures as much as possible, because she's out there somewhere and somebody may remember seeing her parents or her. They might remember and know a better time frame than January. And I'm really curious what the sorry. I just shared a bunch through Messenger. Sorry, I started reading the comments and got lost. Let's hope they know more and that's why they called it off. Yeah, I'm praying that that's the case, Ohio gal. We see that sometimes in cases where they call off the searches because they get a lead. And so hopefully that's the case. I really pray that these parents will speak. Honestly, it sounds like, according to what the children have been saying, that the mom was primarily the abuser. And we're seeing that more and more, where the mom is the abuser and the dad is kind of just goes along with stuff, So maybe he will roll on her. Who knows? It's sad that the same tragedy keeps repeating, but nothing is done to change it. I know, B. Tim. It's crazy. It's crazy that this has been a repetitive thing over and over and over again. And that's where we want to start, Tim. Like, I really want to start trying to advocate for these children. I've been talking to different people to try to figure out how we can make this. You're not seeing it in the description. What, his link? Tammy, I'll text it to you. I'll make sure that it's in the description after this. But I will send you a text with it as well, okay? I could have swore I put it in there, but I might not have caught. Sometimes whenever I'm going too fast, it does that. I can actually link it to you in the chat as well. Hold on. Sorry. Maybe I can link it in the chat. So hit the like button, guys. Share the video. Share her pictures. It's very important to share her pictures. And share her parents' picture, guys. I'm not going to stay on. Seems like a quick search for all the Anchorage. Yeah, 312 acres. Let's see. I mean, it's quick, but it's not that quick considering they've had good weather a lot of the week and they had search dogs out and everything. They had the cadaver dogs out. So, you know, that would have helped them cover ground a little bit quicker, I would assume. Yeah, their older two children are from different relationships, and one is staying with the biological father. The other one is staying with the biological mother. Like they both have one child from previous relationships that don't live with them full time. Yeah, the parents seeing others get away with this, and it's going to get worse. I know. It's been case after case where it goes on for months with no answers. Months and months. I feel like justice used to be so much quicker, and now stuff just gets drawn out for so long in the court systems. And you're right, Ohio Gal. It just encourages them to keep this going. You know, we need such strict laws on child abuse and on, you know, child murder that people don't want to do it. You know, it should be like instant life sentence, instant death penalty, whatever. But something needs to change so that people stop doing this all the time. And we can sit here and talk about it till we're blue in the face, but if people are not willing to step up and help make a difference, then it's not going to matter. And that's why, you know, I want to try to help advocate for change for these children. I'm going to do whatever I can in my power to try and help push these faces out there, push this information out there, and contact my representatives, all of those types of things so that we can get these cases to not be ignored. Okay. These parents are seeing others get away with it. Yeah, okay. Today's technology, it should not be this way. See, but here's the thing. So many people know about the technology now that it's so much easier to just, oh, so don't take my phone with me. Oh, okay, I need to take an older vehicle. Oh, you know, well, I got to avoid that highway because there's cameras on it. Like, that's the one bad thing about internet sleuthing. You know, all of the information, how it's done, how it's all searched out, people know. Yes, please sign the petition, share the petition. You know, their Facebook group is only like 780 people, I think now. It is growing, but they need it shared. If you guys are in these crime groups that are huge, this petition, you know, the Summerwells case, Ariel Sellers, Benny Boy Raposa, Elijah, you know, there's so many names. Like I can't even think off the top of my head. There's so many cases that this petition could have helped. What they're talking about in this petition, that Nicole Hall, you know what I mean? Like this 5-point system could have made a big difference for all of these children. And so it's very important. I did share it in my community wall too, 2 days ago. So it's on the community wall, but you look at like Angel Nicole Overstreet, Orrin and Orson West, you know, this could have made a difference for all of them, this 5-point system, and getting this to be a follow-up. So we got to stop letting these kids fall through the cracks, and obviously CWS is not going to be able to do it. They drop the ball too much, and it's unacceptable. You know, our children are dying. Yeah, we know for the most part what to do. You're right. So, but that's all I got, you guys. I'm not staying on. I just wanted to pop on real quick and share with you guys the devastating news that they aren't searching any longer, which means that they're going to start needing more of the public's help. They need to know when the last time she was seen, when the last time the parents have mentioned her. You know what I mean? Like, if you've had conversations with them, you know, when did she stop showing up places with them? When was she no longer at the grocery store? When was she no longer going to the park or getting on the school bus? Like, they need all of that. Yeah. Awareness. So many people turn a blind eye to stuff like this anymore. Nobody cares. You know, people say they care. You can say you care until you're blue in the face, but until you actually do something, you don't care. You know, you can put prayer hands and everything else, but are you actually praying? Are you actually, you know, trying to make a difference? Are you actually advocating for children? Are you actually sharing flyers? Are you actually, you know what I mean, taking that next step to spread awareness? The true crime community, we get so much tunnel vision, thinking that cases are covered and, oh, well, you know, this is global and blah, blah, blah. Like, no, it's not. In reality, not very many people watch these videos. In reality, if you get somebody who has, you know, 100,000 views, how many people is that really in the United States? It's not very many. So we need to do more. We need to do more as a community to put this awareness out for these children. We have to step up, and it's about actually trying to make a difference and not just saying like, oh, we got to change something. Like, no, how many letters have you sent to your lawmakers saying that we need change? You know, how many parents have you How many parents have you stepped up and said, hey, don't yell at your kid like that. Don't hurt your kid, you know, whatever. You know, there's so many people who turned a blind eye to abuse, who ignore it instead of saying something because everybody wants to mind their business. And like, we can't keep doing this. You know, we are literally killing our next generation. Thank you, Tammy. Yeah, I'm starting to get up there, 783. You know, I still got a long way to go, though. I'm very, very small on the algorithms. Problem is, if you report, then you can become a target yourself or target your own family. That's true, though, Karen Lee, because people retaliate. It's true. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, virtue signaling without any virtue. That's exactly it. You shouldn't have to sit here and say, oh, I did a good thing. Like, no. Did you actually? I don't know. It's been a lot over this last 2 months, 3 months that I've been doing this. It's been a lot reading about this stuff every day. You know, I might have gotten into the wrong line because I care too much. Yeah, I watch some of these channels and they talk about these cases and they're able to do it and they just don't care. They don't care about the drama. They don't care about the fighting. They don't care about everything going on. And they want to sensationalize the cases for clicks and views and everything else. And I can't do it. I can never be that type of channel. I don't know. I have a bleeding heart, I guess, because these cases it's a lot. It's a lot to sit here and read about and try to share the information for you guys. But, you know, I don't want to stop because at the same time, you know, children like Oakley are out there. Children like Ariel Sellers. And some of them don't have anybody speaking for them. I get excited whenever I see these bigger creators sharing their stories, because it's like, oh, thank God. You know what I mean? Because I'm nobody. 700 subs does not a YouTube creator make. You know what I mean? Like, I'm nothing. And so whenever we can get their stories bigger, that's awesome. Absolutely awesome. At the same time, though, we've got, you know, how many more missing? So many. So. So, I don't know, guys, but that's all I really have. I'm going to go ahead and jump off here. I had a really busy day. Today was my daughter's 3rd birthday, so we went all crazy, doing all kinds of fun stuff, so. And, I just wanted to come on and share her face again and let you guys know the news and the new stuff that we are seeing. So go check out that video that's in the description, and I will talk to everybody tomorrow. Have a good night, guys.